Hi, I'm Alex Asher, the CEO of LearnCube, and I wanted to pass on some really exciting news that we're starting to provide French language content. Now, we've been offering English language content for a long time now, actually over the last 2 years. But what we're now doing is starting to open up to other languages, and particularly one of the most popular uh, languages in the world to learn is French. And one of the highest demand for content is also in French. And that's because there really has been such a shortage of content, particularly in the French language. Not that you can't find anything, but often it's old content. It doesn't feel modern. It's not made for a professional virtual classroom. There's not many places in it for white space where you can collaborate with students. And it's not really made for an online live class. And instead, it's often a PDF that you would often use, almost basically just how you would use a textbook in an in-person class. They've just put that online. And that's not really the kind of content that a professional teacher needs or wants. So what LearnCube has done, we've done it with our English content, and we're now doing it with our French content, is providing a full CEFR-based curriculum, so based on the Common European Framework, from A1, aiming to get to C1. So that means from beginner right to an advanced user of French, we will provide French content. We currently have A1 already up for you to check. It's currently in our premium content library. And we're very excited about this, and for a number of reasons. One is it means that if you are teaching multiple languages, you can offer both English and French and offer a very harmonious experience. And likewise, if you're just doing French, you now have world-class, modern, up-to-date, made for a virtual classroom French content. So let me show you a little bit about the French content and how it differs or is similar with the English content. So I just access it here from my library inside the virtual classroom. And I'm going to actually access an English version first. So for example, you can see here in all of our content, we provide an introduction, and it goes through very similar stages. So you have some introductions, you have some initial exercises, you then move into the grammar rules, and then it integrates those grammar rules into some exercise that you can do interactively with the student. You really want the student to be writing on the whiteboard, not just being a participant or a passive participant. You really want them actively engaging with that. And so we really encourage you with your students to get them to write in anything to do with filling in the blanks in terms of producing language, which might be in the form of getting them to speak through the sentences. And you can see here that you've got comprehension, vocabulary, we've got exercises to work with, discussions that you can help with. We have an audio file that is connected. We have true and false or questions that often relate to that listening exercise. We often, a lot of what we do is very speaking oriented, and you can kind of see that most of our content is definitely pushed more towards speaking as the main area of language learning that we focus on, because that's the piece that most language learners need the help with. But we have written exercise that we can either use in the class or you can use for homework afterwards. Pronunciation, for example, and then as I say, we do have a lot in terms of the homework and that kind of thing. Now, this has all been in English, but you want to see it in French. And so let me bring that up here. So all I need to do is in the same content library, I put FR and I can see it right there. So once I have the French content, you can really see that it follows very similar structure to the English version. It has your objectives and your goals. It then gets you started into the content. And as you can see, you have interactive materials relating to vocabulary, to rules or grammar rules. All of this is aligning with the CEFR, but done in what we call a competency based curriculum, which means that at the end of every unit, we're expecting that the student can do basically what it says on the tin. In this case, it is being able to introduce myself, and that's what we're expecting the student to do, and likewise you'd expect the same in the French version. Now, these units are not designed to be all done in a single session, because some teachers are teaching 30 minutes, some teachers are teaching 3 times a week with a student, some are teaching with a group once a week, and so it does vary, but each unit, you will know at the end of that unit whether or not the students really grasp the content and therefore can afford to go into the next part of their journey. So I hope you enjoy the French content. We're really excited about it. And it's really starting us on the path towards more options, more languages, more libraries, more content that's just perfect for you and all instantly accessible through the LearnCube Virtual Classroom. I hope you enjoy, and thanks again.